and going home.
I say one name, Donald Trump. That should motivate you.
And this is so shocking, and right after what has just unfolded in New York City. Coming off another mass shooting and one confirmed death, including this young lady, a Blackstone executive, Wesley LePartner, whom was gunned down in Monday's Manhattan shooting. According to reports, the now deceased Blackstone executive is among 4 people killed in yesterday's Midtown mass shooting. And according to Laura Loomer, Wesley LePartner is being named as the Blackstone executive who was shot and killed by a shooter in NYC last night. She was awarded in 2023 for her generosity to the Jewish community. The Blackstone building is one of the locations that was listed as a globalize the Intifada zone of operation by the Palestinian jihadi group within our lifetime at WOLP or WOL Palestine. And she says this is the same group that Zohran Mamdani has been photographed protesting with. And witnesses said they heard the shooter yell "Free Palestine" before he was killed. Blackstone has a Jewish CEO, and the shooter shot and killed a Jewish executive. What are the odds? But since this has nothing to do with the NFL, WNBA, or Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle jeans, it will likely get swept under the rug. Possibly.
Scene showing you here, John's reporting that they do know what he looks like, male, possibly white, mustache, sunglasses, in that building, isolated to, they believe, to various locations, including upper floors is where they're focused. What are you learning, Shimon?
Loomer's post concludes by saying this shooting was another targeted attack on Jews by a pro-jihadi domestic terrorists who align with the Palestinian movement. Possibly wipe my ass. CNN and the mainstream, yeah, they know exactly what they're doing, and it's hurting so many people each and every day. It's really no different from this post I just read where Andrew Yang stirs the internet e-pot with fever dream click and engagement bait that reads, "It's too easy to get an automatic rifle in America." Come on, guys. Please tell me you're much smarter than this. In fact, I know you are, because you've shown me, told me, and proven to me so many times that I can't keep count. And in fact, I read this most recent comment from Brawlin, and it says, "I had forgotten until Michelle mentioned it the other day that chapter was started by Vivek Ramaswamy and JD Vance." Once she said that, it all came together. I remember before the election hearing Vivek talking about chapter, and I think it was around the time everything was happening in Springfield. After hearing him talk about why they started it and what they did, that I should tell my parents about it. But I had never heard any testimonials from anyone and forgot about it. I've listened to your spots, and now that I've put 2 and 2 together, I'll tell everyone I know, even my TDS mother who I can't have a conversation with. She doesn't have to know who created it, just that they will do everything they can to ensure she's getting everything she should for the best price. Thanks to both of you for promoting this company and helping so many who don't know where to turn. And yes, I know I'm right when I say you all are some very, very smart and intelligent people. Hell, that's how we've gotten here today and where we are after a very successful November last year. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and tell me what you all think. But I find it strange to see the media get distracted and forced to pull away from President Trump with events like what just went down in New York, the latest American Eagle and Ulta drama, or the WNBA wig debacle where a player ran off the court in the middle of a game because her wig fell off. It's amazing what the left is occupied with and uses as their immediate go-to as a way to plant their seeds, sow division, and further attempt to bring down our country. And Big Tish is ranking up towards the very top of that list. The latest headlines breaking the entire internet right now, and titles read, "The soon-to-be former convicted, prosecuted felon disbarred and thrown in jail, and forced to repay hefty fines. New York AG Letitia James could be very close to an ethics violation. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. Here, let's have a listen.
Paul Morrow is here joining me, retired NYPD inspector, attorney, Fox News contributor. It seems like this is an extension of, there's sort of two avenues here. You've got the White House trying to extend their reach of DOJ, essentially, of figuring out where the waste, fraud, and abuse is in a number of different agencies and benefits. And then you've got Letitia James, who now has, put this up on the screen if you can, at least 26 lawsuits heading after President Trump. And remember, she said she was always committed to this. Going to get him. So this is the very latest. Your thoughts on this, Paul?
Well, first of all, I mean, look, there's a couple of ways to look at this. Let's do legal and then let's do practical. First of all, legally, all right? She is an officer of the court. She's a lawyer. She's come into office specifically saying, I am going to use my office to target a particular person. That's not how our law works. And the idea here that she seems to be leveraging is the idea, well, you show me the person, I'll show you the crime. She started with the perpetrator and then looked for the crime. Now, I have to tell you something. If you do that at the prosecutorial level so blatantly in another context, as in a place where they are not going to be so fully supportive of you going after Donald Trump, you will get crucified. There's a very good chance you're going to lose your law license. And I'm very surprised that one of the tactics that the Trump administration has not taken is to file formal complaints against her with the New York State Bar.
Yes, lose her license, lose her law license. I mean, she should, right? If you think Letitia James should lose her law license, type it in the comments. Just type lose it or disbar in the comments. I want to see how many of you want to see that happen. And I think President Trump is a very, very smart man and has two things in play right now behind the scenes that we mustn't forget. Number one, he is the leader of the free world, commander-in-chief, and has a lot on his plate. He isn't sleeping on the job and just relaxing on the beach under hospice care. No. He's working diligently to deliver on this mandate here at home and abroad while traveling through Scotland, the UK, and other parts of the EU. Closing deals, protecting our borders and our wallets, and just being the best damn president I've ever seen or had in my lifetime. He's also the master, and in this game of 5D chess, he's not going to just give away his next move. And I would be willing to bet there's a huge plan in motion behind the scenes, and when presented will be the end of Big James as we know it.
Because from where I sit, she's very close to an ethics violation by saying, hey, I'm going to be the AG, and my principal role is going to be to go after one guy.
So let's talk about the other side of this, which is the White House and the administration's desire to cut waste and fraud. So they look at the SNAP program, and when you look at the three states that are bringing these lawsuits, including Michigan and New York, they have a higher level of SNAP usage than other states in the country, and they also have a larger number of migrants, a lot of sanctuary cities in all of these jurisdictions. So what about going after the use of SNAP?
Of course. Listen, they're going to lose this lawsuit, all right? It's established federal law that the federal government has the right to withhold funding from states if those states are not complying with federal regulations. And it's been established for a long time, going back now almost 50 years. And they know it. This is performative. She's up for re-election next year. And think about the absurdity of this on its face. Essentially, what the federal government is saying is, we just want to know who we're giving the money to.
Right.
That's it. What are we supposed to just blindly throw checks out the window? I might as well open the door and just cut the checks at the Federal Reserve. Just throw the checks out the window, because essentially that's what this. They're saying you're not allowed to ask where this money is going. And I was saying I wanted to do legal, then I wanted to do practical. I got to tell you something. As working here in New York City, the number is much higher in terms of how many people get SNAP. It's like 1 in 5. All right. I used to make these arrests. You have to search the prison.
That's 20% of the population.
Yeah, But
20% of the population, I don't believe, is under the poverty level where you're supposed to be able to collect SNAP, they're not here on asylum or as refugees.
I'm going to give you the exact number. You have 1.8 million.
And I'm going to give you some comments that I read. My husband was in the Air Force for 20 years. We lived in several foreign countries. I was not eligible for any kind of assistance from that country financially or food stamps. They don't call food stamps. They don't call them food stamps, but they do have that kind of thing. This one here says, and that program is loaded with fraud. Sarah left this comment, tell the SNAP beneficiaries to snap out of it and get a job if they don't have one already. And Patty says, I'm sick of Letitia. Fund it yourself then. And please keep the comments coming. I will include them in the videos I make next.
And there's probably, what, 8.5 million people, however you couch it, in New York City. So you would arrest people, they'd have 5, 6, 7, 8 benefits cards, all in different names. And the way it works on the ground level is you take what you need, but generally what they do is you're allowed to buy certain staples, bread, milk, things like that. They buy that stuff ostensibly, but what they really do is get $100 in benefits from the bodega owner. The bodega owner takes 50%, they keep $50, and they go buy drugs. All right. Now that's not everybody, of course.
No.
I want people saying, "Oh, everybody who's using SNAP benefits is a drug addict." I'm not saying that, but I can tell you that the level of scammery is mind-numbing. You can't believe it, and you would have those moments where you say, why am I coming to work? Why am I should just get a bunch of benefit cards?
But if you clear out those who are using it for nefarious purposes and you allow people who legitimately have the right to receive it, you're going to save a lot of money across the country.
The way
That's the
it's
goal.
supposed to work. Of course
Exactly.
that's supposed to work that way, and we'd be able to help the people who really need it. We're getting ripped off. Why is that such a bad thing for Donald Trump to look into?
I mean, all of these jurisdictions should be looking at their books and making sure that they're not wasting money.
Bottom line.
But they don't want to do it.
Right.
Paul, thank you very much, Paul Morrow, about the latest litigation from Letitia James here in New York towards the administration. All right. Thanks, Paul.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you.
All right. Now hear me out, folks, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we can't afford to waste money or let dangerous policies tank our economy. And for my seniors watching or listening, don't miss out on the free Medicare help and potential money savings from Chapter. Avoid wasting money because nobody wants to pay more. And I don't think any of you want to see your hard-earned dollars slip away. Now, as we look at what's happening in New York, we can see all the signs that point to tragedy. Socialist policies pushed by folks like Zohran Mamdani. Think free buses, city-run grocery stores that don't work, and defunding the police. All are a recipe for disaster. Add in Letitia James's legal overreach and sanctuary city laws that shield illegal immigrants over law-abiding citizens, and you've got a city on the edge. New York is at its tipping point, and I dread the day I must report the worst. Imagine Berlin, but with the wall still standing, divided, stagnant, and crumbling. Not good. But that's where these insane ideas lead. To a country on its knees, not thriving. And then there's this Midtown shooting. The media, like CNN, called the shooter possibly white, but Shane Tamura was anything but. The Midtown Manhattan shooting at 345 Park Avenue claimed 4 lives, including Wesley LePatner, a 43-year-old Blackstone executive, mother of 2, and a leader in New York's Jewish community. She was the global head of Core Plus Real Estate at Blackstone, a mentor to women, and a board member at the UJA Federation of New York, where she was honored in 2023 for her philanthropy. Also killed were NYPD officer Didarul Islam, a father of 2 with a pregnant wife, security guard Alan Etienne, and Julia Hyman, an associate at Rudin Management. The shooter, 27-year-old Shane Tamura from Las Vegas, took his own life after the attack. Authorities found a note where he blamed the NFL for causing him chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, which, as you all know, is a brain condition linked to head trauma. Mayor Eric Adams confirmed Tamura may have been targeting the NFL's offices in the building, but the motive is still under investigation. Now, Some voices online are claiming this was a targeted attack on Jews, pointing to Lepatner's Jewish faith and unverified reports that the shooter yelled "Free Palestine." These claims are circulating, but police and mainstream reports haven't confirmed them yet. And the Council on American Islamic Relations has condemned attempts to tie the shooting to Muslims or Palestinians without evidence. But let's be clear. We need facts, not rumors, to understand this tragedy. Spreading unverified claims only fuels division and dishonors the victims. His note blamed CTE for his rampage, killing 4, including a Jewish Blackstone executive and an NYPD officer, but that excuse feels as flimsy as Carmelo Anthony claiming self-defense after fatally stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf in Texas. Both are tragic, and neither justifies cold-blooded murder. Let's call it what it is: sadistic, not excusable. Let's keep watch, folks. Stay safe, vigilant, and keep our heads on a swivel. Protect this country and one another so we can live to fight another day towards making America great again. Thank you for watching, and there's more to come. In the meantime, check out this video right here, like and subscribe.